WonderCon 2026 was a blast. The costumes, the cosplay, people showing off their skills is always so amazing to watch. And most importantly, the small press section is stock full of books. Hey everyone, Fidi here from Fidi Reads. Welcome and welcome back to my channel. I was at WonderCon over the weekend. What I love most about it is the small press section, which is a bunch of indie authors from graphic novels and comics to also novels, fantasy, sci-fi, horror, across all the good genres. And this year as well, I asked all the authors that were there, well, most of them, I probably missed a few, to pitch their books, and I wanted to share that with you. 23 in total this year, which is amazing, and you will hear all their pitches in just a second. Don't forget to go down into the description box. I listed all the authors, including their web address and everything. There's a link to a spreadsheet where you can find all the information, their social media, their web, everything, so you can find their books easily if you're interested in them. I tried to sort it by genre. It's a bit tricky because some of them write across all of them. So go check it out. I hope you find a new book or multiple to enjoy. Let me know down in the comments which one piqued your interest. And without further ado, take it away, authors.
Hello, my name is Antoine Bandelay. I write mostly African mythology, whether we're talking about my more adult stuff here or some sky pirate stuff, horror, dark fantasy. The most popular series, though, is T.J. Young and the Orishas. Very similar to Percy Jackson, Harry Potter, but instead of the Greek gods, it's the West African Orishas. In this story, TJ, his older sister, is supposed to be the promised child, the prophesized one, the hero of Nigeria. And in the prophecy, she is supposed to bring back the Orishas, bring back these old African deities. But she kind of dies, and the oracles are kind of like, whoops, we got that wrong. Anybody else in the family? And then they look to TJ, who goes to remedial magic camp in Louisiana.
Hi, this is Herbert De Leon again, back in WonderCon 2026, and I'm the author of the Alamat book series. Book series heavily based on Filipino mythology, and as like before, I have the 7-set books for the demigods, and my latest book as of now is a prequel book that covers the genesis of everything in the mythology that I'm writing about. This also includes like a list of different pantheons of different gods, and a glossary and a bestiary to help everybody keep up, because honestly, I'm having a hard time keeping up as well. So.
Hey everyone, this is Christopher Patterson. I am the author of the Dreamwalker Chronicles, epic fantasy series, and Tales of the Eternal Warriors, historical fiction fantasy, if that's a real genre, we'll say it is. So I'm here at WonderCon 2026 again, selling my stuff, talking to people, meeting people, working on some other projects, the next 3 books in the Dreamwalker Chronicles, a couple books that are attached to those, and book 4 and Tales of the Eternal Warriors. So hopefully by next WonderCon, I'll have those. We'll see. And you can always find my stuff on Amazon. Just look up Christopher Patterson's.
Hi, my name is Glenton Richards. I am a TV writer turned author. And this is my first novel. It is The Honor Society. It's about a kid who had a run-in with the law and gets sent to a mysterious boarding school, only to find out that this school is run by the CIA and a school for spies. So it's a little bit of like a Harry Potter meets Mission Impossible, and it's really fun. And you can find it on Amazon and BarnesandNobles.com and wherever you get your favorite books. And a little bit about myself is I come from a TV writing world, like I said. I worked on the TV show The Expanse. I also worked on shows like Fargo and American Crime. And so this is my first foray into books. I'm really excited, and I hope you will support me. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Megan Haskell, and I pen tales of myth, magic, and mayhem featuring kick-ass heroines and monsters of every size. This is Forged in Shadow. It's the first in my epic fantasy trilogy, featuring a smith's son who would rather wield a sword than forge one, and a seamstress who's more than she seems. This is the first in what will be a trilogy. The second book, Quenched in Secrets, just launched February 10th. You can find me at meganhaskell.com and on Instagram at meganhaskellauthor.
Hi, my name is Jade Neoma, and I am a cosmic fantasy author. This is my series called the Frayed Thread series. We start on these beautiful skybound islands miles above the surface. It's packed full of angels and immortals. Imagine you looked up in the sky and you saw these islands that created this huge shadow, and everywhere you went, you always saw it. Now imagine that a god in disguise has come, he has captured it, and he is making sure that all those angels and immortals are living a life of luxury instead of spending their time actually answering your prayers or doing the things that they need to do. And we have beautiful Queen Cosima here. She is our main character. She can manipulate fate except for her own, so she becomes the king's perfect weapon. When she finally manages to get free, she makes it to that magical world below, and she meets Enzo here, who is a fallen angel. He is not only a handsome guy, it's not only a he fell first, he's also a humanitarian. So he has these cool powers to create underground cities. Meanwhile, there's Wizard Fight Club, there are interdimensional beasts covered in fungus, all of this is happening. He's trying to keep people safe, and when he meets her, it's an instant, he's like fallen in love with her. The rest of the book kind of follows that fight for freedom. Like I said, there's Wizard Fight Club and interdimensional beasts. There is so much magic packed into these books. We go to these very different realms in each book too. And then, not to spoil anything, we're going to move over to book 2, where we go to the Kingdom of the Gods. Now here we have the celestial empresses, who are like the hands of fate from Greek mythology. They are so mad at Cosima because all she has done is tangle their very delicate threads of fate. And so they want her to prove her innocence. She needs to hunt down these guys called the Sacred 12, one by one. While she's doing that, she's hopping from planet to planet. We're seeing not only the Kingdom of the Gods, but we're seeing the other kind of planets that are out there, the other souls, the other like magic types. And meanwhile, Enzo is insane. He's cursed. The only thing he knows is that he loves her, he needs to find her, and he hunts for her across the universe. I also donate $1 from every book sold to a domestic violence nonprofit, so it's a really good read altogether. You can find them on Amazon on Kindle Unlimited, but you can also buy special edition copies from me on my website.
Hi, I'm Harlow Savage, and I write spicy queer romance. This is my series I'm doing on historical figures rumored or confirmed to be queer. So we've got Alexander the Great and his best friend Hephaestion, aka these boys here. We have Emperor Ai of Han, who is China's most notoriously bisexual emperor. Emperor Hadrian, who's the reason there's a whole lot of statues of a twink in the Vatican. Elgibus is my first throuple, so it is Elgibus, his boyfriend, and his wife. So we have friends to lovers, strangers to lovers, star-crossed lovers, and second chances. I do not believe in fade to black. I believe that if you pay for the whole book, you get the whole book, you know what I mean? So they're very spicy. I also exclusively write happy endings. We do not do the kill the gays trope in the year of our Lord 2026. And if you're a monster fan, we also have The Cretan Crown, which is my first traditionally published book. It's a spicy queer retelling of Theseus and the Minotaur in the Labyrinth. He goes down to kill the Minotaur, different kinds of stabbing occur. It's very demure, very mindful. And then this is my first sapphic book. She is part of a multi-author series, Flip Fairy Tales, where we take traditional fairy tales and we swap the gender. They're varying levels of spice, but this one being mine has absurd amounts of sex in it given how small the book is. This tiny one is actually an event exclusive, so any event that you see me at, I will likely have the small tiny one. But typically these are $15 a piece. You can grab them on Amazon, but when I sell in person, I do specials where you can get bundles and all that. The Cretan Crown is $20 and it's available on my publisher's site, Fenris Publishing.
Hi, I'm Lauren Petrzylka, and these are my books that I have at WonderCon today. I have Not So Silent Nights, which is a set of paranormal romance holiday novellas, Song of Blood and Mist, which is a Why Choose fantasy romance, my complete Veilborn series, which is a portal fantasy romance, and my newest release is a 2-book set of witchy fiction. This is Harvest Magic and Other Poor Decisions, and Yuletide Bargains and Other Flawed Choices. It is a super fun series, which I call Cozy with a Knife. It is a cozy, fun, quick-to-read series, but there's a little bit of danger, so if you love witchy fiction with an edge, this is your friend.
Hi, I'm Stephanie K. Clemens, and I write cozy fantasy, cozy romantasy with a side of murder. This is my newest book. It's called Side Quest. It is a cozy, chaotic fantasy about an assassin that gets distracted by a bunch of side quests, and along the way she ends up adopting a mutt, a mage, and a moral compass. It is my newest release. It is available everywhere books are sold online. You can order it through me. And then certain bookstores like Judging by the Cover in San Dimas have copies as well. And what's really cool is I did actually do a collaboration with Morality, which these teas were custom made for the book, and I have 4 different teas, one for each of the main characters. That is the Found Family. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Nicolette Andrews. I'm an author of romantic fantasy, romantasy. I often write about dragons. My favorite series currently that I'm working on is my Moonlight Dragon series, which is about a were-dragon and a chronically ill princess faking their engagement. I call it enemies to fake engagement to lovers.
Hi, I'm Allie Hollis, and this is my book, Raven Rebel. So it is a retelling of Irish mythology about the Morgan and the goddess Bridget. So I made them sisters. So they are twin sisters that are super, super different. And they think that they're human, but they're not. And when their magic manifests, they get chased out of the human kingdom. And they're like wandering around the Feywilds trying to figure out how to survive and how to deal with this magic that they didn't know they had. So there's got fairy courts, and it's got a lot of like politics, and like war is starting to brew, and it's a lot of them trying to figure out this magic. So it's a really great high fantasy.
Hello, I am R.L. Lynn. I am the author of Stepsisters, which is a fairy tale retelling with a villainous Cinderella. And my book is available on Amazon paperback and Kindle Unlimited. And if you enjoy a twisted fairy tale retelling and you've never quite liked Cinderella's sweet innocent act, then you should definitely check it out.
Hi, I'm Roshni Lamino. Welcome to my booth. So I want to tell you about my latest book, Seeing Red. First in a new series called Retold, which are dark Gothic fairy tale retellings, and this one is based off of Little Red Riding Hood. I also have art prints and pins based off of the character, but I am so excited about this series. So if you like fairy tale retellings, if you like horror light, dark Gothic, there you go. And I also have lighter fantasy books if you want something not so scary as well.
Hi, my name's Kristen Spiegel.
And I'm Joshua Spiegel.
We're a brother and sister writing team here at WonderCon 2026. This is our first collaborated book together, The Other Side of the End. If you see on the cover, you will see Alice, you will see Dorothy. It is Alice in Wonderland and Wizard of Oz. We took both stories, pulled them together. We resurrected the witch. She is now working with the Queen of Hearts, and the girls are forced to come back in their late 30s to a new and darker land. We revisit a bunch of characters. We bring all your favorites back while adding to the story. And
we even bring in some original characters that are becoming people's fan favorites. And we also have the book. You can find it at Amazon. You can find it at Barnes & Noble. A lot of independent bookstores also have the ability to go ahead and order it. And what we also wanted to do is, because we collaborated with people so long on making this book, especially our designer and our editor, and yes, Kristen, yes, our editor's name's Kristen. If you see this, we're sorry, but it was 2 years that was worth it. So if we put their information in the book as well. So if you like what you see, you like the editing, you can even find them and reach out to them as well. But please pick up a copy, start an adventure, go ahead and embrace the magic that we put into this book. And if you love it, great. And if you just think it's amazing that a brother and sister team did this without killing each other, that right there is reason enough to get the book.
And this is the first book out of a trilogy. We are currently writing the second one.
Hi, I'm Ainsley J. Fraser. Lita's hiding over here. We're co-authors, and we write Moonlight in Glenwood. I'll give you the elevator pitch. So imagine in the 1950s, werewolves, witches, vampires, all these supernaturals come out of the shadows and join society. Fast forward to modern day Los Angeles, you have neighbors that turn into wolves, and magic that keeps your coffee hot or cold all day long. Moonlight in Glenwood is an urban fantasy series following two werewolves named Leica and Evie. They're moonlighters. That means part-time SWAT for supernatural crimes. If your neighbors are hurling fireballs at each other, you don't send in a human, you send a werewolf to deal with that problem. Here's their issue. They are the lowest rung on the moonlighting ladder. They can't break out of domestic disputes because nobody will give them the time of day. Until they discover a room full of skeletons, and everything goes wrong from there. And you can find all of our books at shop.wolfandrose.net.
Hi, I'm Russell Eisler here at WonderCon 2026. Talking about my book, All In. This is my first book, and it is about Eddie Fry, who is a World War II veteran turned Las Vegas mobster who puts the squeeze on the wrong guy and wakes up dead. 50 years later, he's living it up in Las Vegas when the rest of the vampires decide, hey, we want Las Vegas as our own. So, turf war, vampire style.
Hi, this is Janet Racciato again. This year my new release is Thuria's Last Chance. Angie has been teleported to another world where there's magic and monsters and she has to save the world. So that's Thuria's Last Chance.
Hi, my name's Rachel, and my book is Defrag. It's about Glitch. She's a hacker. She makes a living stealing from giant corporations that had it coming.
Hi, this is Greg Sorber. I'm here at WonderCon 2026. I'm displaying my Mech Haven series. Book 1 is Pax Machina, but the cool thing about this series, it is 100% complete. Book 5 came out last September. It's called By Archangel's Light. So now's a perfect time to buy this series. You don't have to wait around. No chance of the last book not being finished. So come out to WonderCon and get it. And if you don't, check me out at Amazon.com. Look for Greg Sorber, or go to my website, gregorationx.com.
Hi, I'm Ingrid Moon, and I'm an author of mostly sci-fi and fantasy. I have a space opera series here that is similar to, well, people say it's Ender's Game meets The Expanse. I think it's a little more like Andor, personally. It's dark, gritty. We have a strategist who works for the bad guy, and he's trying to escape, and, bad stuff happens. I have a post-apocalyptic story that just won an award from the Independent Press Awards. The hunter goes looking for monsters in the wasteland, and then he gets told he needs to go find this girl, and so that's a little bit weird for him, and he tries to, and she kicks back. She's like a total sassy, fun little character. I have a novella that is about two bards basically not getting along very well at a festival, and that's a fun fantasy one. And then I have an upcoming series. Let's just say it's an epic fantasy series. I got a lot to say about that, but I can't shorten it yet. And then I have a series of science books, they're science reference books for people who are creators, writers, DMs, anybody who wants to create anything new and different. It's a way to infuse science into your worlds. So that's what I got so far.
Hi, my name is S.G. Blaze. I'm the creator of the Seven Galaxies Chronicles that contains the Les Luminian series. It's a multi-award series following a 19-year-old rebel hero who must defeat the Dark God before he finds her, the Les Luminian. We also have the Mythical Hunters comic book and an upcoming animation, 6-minute animated short called The Hollow Healer.
Hello, I am Casey Griffiths. I'm here at WonderCon 2026. I am a sci-fi, horror, fantasy, and Weird West author. I wrote this book, Melinda West Monster Gunslinger. It's the first in a series. It features a stoic gunslinger and her partner, and they fight monsters in the Old West, kind of like Ghostbusters, X-Files. They run around, solve mysteries. It's fast-paced, high action. I kind of describe it like Buffy the Vampire vibes or Supernatural vibes, right? So not super gory, but a lot of adventure, a lot of action, a lot of monsters, which was really fun. The second one is out. I'm working on the third one now. I also have a short story collection called Shrouded Horror, and I have a game coming out based on this Weird West universe that is a supernatural twist on Texas Hold'em. It's called Monster Gunslingers the Game. That'll be coming out this spring. Super excited about that, and you can learn more at my website, caseygriffin.com.
Hi, I'm Francesca Maria with Black Cat Publishing. I've got a couple different books here real quick. Black Cat Chronicles, they're true tales of terror narrated by a mystical black cat. Then I've got Black Cat Tales, an anthology of black cats dedicated to short stories and poems from authors all around the world. It's debuted as a #1 as well. And then I've got my love letter to monsters they hide, short stories to tell in the dark. I've got 13 short stories, all ranging from witch stories to werewolf stories to vampire stories. Again, it's my love letter to the things that go bump in the night. Hope you enjoy. You can find me at francescamaria.com. Thanks.
Woof! This is it! 23 authors that all pitched their books. I hope you enjoyed it. Again, don't forget to check down below in the description box for all of the information, their names, links to their books, and a link to a spreadsheet that includes their website, Instagram, YouTube, and I believe that's where I left it. Say hi to the authors if you decide to go check out one of their books. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know which one you are most interested in, and then I'll see you soon with another video. Till then, have an amazing rest of your day. Bye!